everyone. My name is Shamet Horsfield, and I am the creatrix of the Awaken the Priestess Within 9-month training, as well as the Sacred Divine Feminine Leadership training that is starting in September. I wanted to come on and introduce myself and also speak a little bit about the training and about who I am and what I'm offering, and give you all a little bit of a personal introduction to myself and to the training. So first of all, I'm here on this planet to help as much as I can. And I know that my soul path purpose, my mission, is to heal the world as much as I can. And I've always known that since I was a little girl. I knew that I came here to help, to help bring world peace to the planet. You know, I was the little girl that sat on Santa's lap and asked for world peace. And he was like, come on, kid, ask for a toy. That would be a lot easier. And I was like, no, I want world peace. And I didn't understand why that was so difficult. And I knew that I came here to bring world peace to humanity. And I didn't know exactly what that looked like, but I knew that I came in as this human being. You know, my soul had entered this human body as a vessel to bring light, to bring love, to bring healing. And I didn't have the words to, you know, really describe. I didn't know I was a light leader. I didn't know I was a priestess. I just knew that I was here for a reason and that I had come here to help humanity. And so now, fast forward, I'm almost 50. I know now why I started up a Care Bear Club when I was, 8 years old, or I was about 8. And brought in all the neighborhood kids. I know now why I was so involved in the church and going to sing about something higher in the prisons and the jails when I was a teenager. I was the little girl that was reading my Bible and speaking about love and connection and truth and the quest and the journey at a very young age. And so, now I'm a priestess and I'm awakening humanity and consciousness through the one-on-one work I do, as well as the 9-month training. So I wanted to explain a little backstory of, how I've come to be, but also, in 2004, a high priestess connected with me, and she said, you're a priestess and I want to initiate you. And so she took me through the training and the initiation in 2004. And through my initiation, I had Goddess Isis come through. I had Goddess Sekhmet come through. I also had Christ consciousness come through, as well as being a very important energy on the planet. So, it's really important that we don't leave the divine masculine out of the equation. They have a very, very important part to serve. They serve the goddess, they serve the priestess, and the priest work and the Christ consciousness is a very, very important energy as well. I also had Mary Magdalene come through. And so that was a very, very powerful initiation in 2004. And that was in Glastonbury. Well, since then, I didn't come out as a priestess then. Since then, I entered into motherhood. I became a channel for the energy of Isis in bringing the energy to my family, bringing the energy to my children, bringing the energy to my community. I created Om Baby, Child of the Universe, and I did a lot of wonderful things during that time that I feel I was building the foundation And so in the priestess training, we do begin by building that foundation. The foundation of walking the path of the priestess is a very important part of the training. And so I then began to study a lot of different ways, a lot of different modalities. I went to the healing arts school. I studied psychology. I actually became a healer for a number of years. I became a licensed massage therapist. I walked that path of being a somatic healer, a yoga teacher, a movement therapist. I've done shamanic work and shamanic training. I've done a lot of training with a lot of different masters in different modalities. So in lots and lots of different modalities. And so when my kids got a little bit older, old enough for me to feel like, okay, I've given them a really strong foundation to launch from, then I knew that it was time to, again, put my energy into others. I mean, I had been anyways, I've been offering my services for free, you know, on sitting next to people on airplanes and trains and buses and whoever needed healing, I would just, you know, I was tithing. I was in this giving to who I channeled and felt needed that energy in that time. But when I was called to go back to, you know, giving my services in exchange for money, for that kind of energy exchange, then, you know, things started to shift and change and evolve. And I became a chakra yoga teacher and healer and started doing, you know, a lot of light work on those levels, one-on-one and with groups and lots of circles. I love my circle work. And so I've been doing that for years. And so then I ended up I was studying my master's degree in psychology. And it was just recently, year and a half ago. And I went to the forest, and the universe channeled through me. They said, no, you're doing something else now. You're a priestess. You need to do your priestess work. And, you know, I went on this journey of surrendering everything go and allowing what needed to come through. And that's what came through. It was crystal clear. It was like, okay, this is what's next. This is what I'm meant to do. And my spirit guides told me, you know, there's no time for the master's degree. That's not what it's about anymore. This is the new paradigm now. And people need your help, your assistance, your support right now. Like, this is urgent. This is now. Like, things have shifted, things have changed, and you need to be of service. And boom, it just was like channeling through me. And I was already working with a beautiful group of women, and it just naturally, like, you know, birthed. And what came to me was, you know, it takes 9 months to give birth. It's going to take 9 months for you to midwife a small group of aligned women. It was very clear to me that, you know, it needed to be women. I started to grapple with that, and I didn't want to leave men out because I have 2 boys. And I thought, no, I want to leave it open. So I left it open to men as well, because I don't want them to be left behind. You know, I don't want men to be left behind. So I was like, okay, it's open to everyone. But I did know that it was women at the moment. And so, of course, all women stepped in. And so we've just completed the first 9-month Awaken the Priestess Within training, and it was all women. And so I got really clear, actually, that it does need to be all women at this time, you know, because I do really honor the divine feminine and the divine masculine that is within each and every one of us. And, You know, some men have more feminine energy and some women have more masculine energy. And so I really don't want to leave men out, but I do know that women really love the intimacy and the bonding that they do with each other, and having men in the circle for 9 months in that container will change things, and it will bring up stuff for people. And so I have become very clear that the 9-month training is for priestesses, for women only at this point in time. It may shift completely in the future, but at the moment, this is what it is. And Awaken the Oracle Within, my 7-week course, that's open to men and women. Absolutely. That's the psychic development and the intuition and awakening your oracle within and developing your intuition, your internal navigation system. That's definitely for men and women, but the priestess training, women only. And so, yeah, we just finished our first round. It was so powerful. It was incredible. I believe that when we heal ourselves, when we fill up our holy grail and we are filling over with our own beautiful energy, then we can truly be of service. And then we can truly be contributors in birthing the new paradigm, in consciously creating heaven on earth, peace on earth. I know, I believe it's definitely possible. I also believe it is already happening. And so the women that are meant to work with me, they will be the ones that choose to work with me. This is the other piece, is there's a lot of different trainings out there. There's a lot of different priestess trainings. There's a lot of different trainings. And that, you know, is wonderful. Like, we live in a very abundant universe. And I celebrate that. I honor that. I think it's wonderful. And I also know that this is my soul path purpose work. And the women that are meant to work with me will be magnetically drawn to me. So if you're one of those women and you're watching this, get in touch, you know, do a one-on-one with me. Where I'm offering a 30 minutes, or actually 45 minutes free connection call, where you can connect in with me and get a good idea. Ask me any questions that you have about the training. You can download the curriculum from my website and go through that. I would highly recommend going through the curriculum first and maybe watching some of the reviews that some of the priestesses have recently given me, and feeling into it, asking your own intuition about it, and then contact me for a connection call. This training is 9 months because we go on a very deep dive into the sacred depths of your heart, your soul, your roots, your generational wounds, patterns, beliefs, stories. And it really will give you a very strong foundation and container of energy support in your awakening journey, in your healing journey, so that you can truly be of service. So if you know you're here to change the world, you know that you've come here to make a difference, and you want to be healed in order to be of great service, then this is a beautiful training for you. And I also want to say that it's not like all of a sudden you'll be healed. Maybe you will, but also, so transformation and the healing journey, in my opinion, it never stops. There's layers and layers and layers. And it's exciting because it's such a beautiful, beautiful journey. It's not linear, it's cyclical. It keeps going. You know, the women that have gone through my 9-month training, they're like, yes, that 9 months has ended, but it's definitely not an end. Like, if anything, it's a new beginning. Like, it just carries on and carries forward. I'm like, yep, exactly, exactly. Because, you know, a line, it has a beginning, a middle and an end, but a circle that just keeps going, right? And it's infinite. And so this, what it does is it gives you a very, very strong container and many, many, many tools for your medicine bag. So whether you are a hypnotherapist or a yoga teacher or a coach or a school teacher or a doctor or a lawyer or a politician or a private investigator, or, you know, whatever, environmental work, whatever it is that you do for your day job or your life path purpose. Like maybe you already know exactly what your life path purpose is and you're already doing it, but you want to take this training to learn about ceremony and ritual and the archetypes of the goddess and how to bring that energy in, you know, that magic into the mundane and walk the path of a magical, magical being. And, you know, and continue to do what you're doing, but bring in that depth of wisdom, of knowledge, of activation, and of support. Many of the women that have gone through the training, that's one of the things they say is, wow, Shamet, this couldn't have come at a better time. You know, the priestess training started a few weeks right before the pandemic hit. And we bonded so much through this time of adversity, of challenge, of darkness, of grief, of the old paradigm, you know, crumbling away before our eyes. We came together in this circle of support and we held each other in such a beautiful, beautiful, profound, and magical way that I just get teared up thinking about it and feeling into the support. So if anything else, and this is one of my priestesses, she goes on and on and on in one of her reviews, it was a beautiful review about how it was so much more than a training, that for her, it was a journey. And it's a journey. I think I began calling it a journey because I leave 7-week journeys, and I've done a series of 7-week journeys and 7-week journeys, and she had signed up for all of them. And then when I did the training, I called it a training. She's like, no, it's more than a training. It's more important than a training. And she's quite right. It is a journey and it is also a training. So you're getting both. You're getting a healing journey that holds you, supports you, loves you, sees you, honors you, and trains you. So you really, you get it. It's a full meal deal. And it's unlike most of the trainings that are out there, because not only are you getting 9 months of my support and 9 months of the support of the sisterhood, and I create an incredible, incredible, beautiful container. The container was so supportive, so beautiful, so rock solid in the support of women supporting each other. Like, these women will be friends probably, I would say, for the rest of their lives. I know they're going to be my friends for the rest of my life. I hope. I mean, that's what I want. I'm seeing many of them in New Zealand in a few weeks' time, and we're going to sit and circle together. So, you know, it's lifetime friends and support that you get from sitting in circle. But not only do you get that, but then you get all the tools and you get all of the wisdom, because you have a priestess portal that you can, you know, log into, and you have videos and you have PDFs and you have, you know, lots and lots and lots, maybe even too much information, but a really, really beautiful library of priestess training, ceremony, ritual, archetypal goddess energy and training. It's really, really an amazing, amazing training that you can come in and out of. So one of the women said, oh, I feel a little bit overwhelmed sometimes because there's so much in there. And I said, but you can go in and out of it as much as you like. And when the training ends, you still have access to it. I'm not taking access away. So you have that, And then you also have 7 one-on-ones with me. And that, I know not very many. I don't know of anyone offering that, actually. I think that's a huge, huge, huge benefit from this training. And the reason why I've put them in there, it's a very generous offering, is because I know that when I'm in circle, and this is the trainings that I've done, and I have stuff come up, and because you will, you're working on deep layers, you'll have stuff come up. When I've had stuff come up, there hasn't been that support there. And so I noticed that lack for myself in the training programs that I did before. And then I know I felt a little like that I had to pay extra for that. So I really wanted to bring that in as a perk because it's something that I wanted. And so, it's something I personally desired. And so I want to give people what I didn't get. And on top of that, though, I really love one-on-one work and I love group work. And I've noticed that when I do the one-on-one work, it really supports the group work. And so, and it works, it's a microcosm, macrocosm thing. And it strengthens, by strengthening the one, you're strengthening the many. And, I know I've heard people say, why is there all this self-help healing work? Why aren't we just getting down to it and saving the planet? Like, that's number one, is saving the planet. And, I couldn't agree more. Of course, number one is saving the planet and the environment and everything that's going on. However, if people's cups are not full and they're not doing their life path soul purpose work because they're still, traumatized from their childhood, or don't know who they are, or haven't stepped into their power, or don't have a voice, how are they going to be of service? And so my soul path purpose, my soul work, is to help light people up, awaken, step into their power, step into who they are, who they came here to be, so that we can all do what we've come here to do. And I believe wholeheartedly with every cell in my being, I get passionate about it, that when we truly step into our soul path purpose and our cups are overfilling, then we can be the light leaders. We can be the sacred divine leaders on the planet that move and shift and change and consciously create the new paradigm and create heaven on earth, peace on earth. And it is going to take all of us waking up. It is going to take all of us stepping in to who we are and who we came here to be, so that we can do it together. And I believe in circle. I believe in together we rise. Together we can do anything we put our mind to, we put our heart to. And so I'm in the soul business of waking people up, guiding. I sit beside you. I guide you on your awakening journey, your empowered journey. Look, I have women that are in their 70s that have already had so much training and they're so smart and they already have had incredible careers too, but they want to do more. They want to be more, and they step in because they've had lots of training. They have lots of wisdom. Yes, they're so smart. And yes, they already have so many tools. However, they want to level up. They want to go to the next level. They want to step into their leadership, and they know that it's urgent, and they want to do everything they can. And they get that when we heal ourselves, when we clear our generational wounds and patterns and triggers, and they get that in the triggers is our gifts, our treasures, our wisdom. And they're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's bring more healing, more awareness. And so we can make bigger impact, so we can create more change on the planet. And so, you know, we work with generational wounds and patterns. We move through a journey up from, you know, the root chakra, the earth star chakra, the root chakra. We work up through all the energy, through the chakras, all the way up, awakening and developing our intuition, and coming up through the crown and, you know, blossoming like the beautiful flowers, roses that we are. And so I wanted to read this card. It's the rose circle. And so the rose, the lineage of the rose is very ancient. So even though I call myself a new paradigm priestess, you know, and yes, we are creating the new paradigm, there is always lineages, you know, of where things originate and come from. And we really want to honor, you know, really acknowledge and honor the lineages that came before to build us up to where we are now. And so the lineage of the rose, you know, the rose is like your crown chakra is like the rose opening and blossoming. And the sacred divine are like beautiful flowers. Like at the end of our Awaken the Priestess Within, when I was initiating the priestesses and we went into the temple, I saw everyone as different flowers. Like I had channeled that I needed to get all these different flowers, and I had, yeah, I didn't have just roses. I had roses, and I had, I can't even remember all Gerber lilies, and I can't remember all the different flowers I had, but I had a whole bouquet of flowers, and I was led that I needed all these different flowers. And then I saw that everyone was blossoming. And the lineage of the rose is that we are like that beautiful rose, that femininity that opens, and the rose is beautiful and fragrant, and, you know, and it attracts the bees and the insects to it in its magnificence, its scent, its smell, and it's not afraid to really bloom. Like the rose just blooms and is majestic and powerful. It's like, I'm a rose. It's not going to stay small and be scared of intimidating someone else, or is scared of making someone else feel insecure. It's like, no, I'm going to be as beautiful and as fragrant and as incredible as I'm possibly going to be. And I'm going to come into full bloom, right? So I love that. So this says, gather, sisters of the rose. Gather in circle in the name of grace, for in my name you shall be liberated. Come together in circle around the inner sanctum of my heart, for in this sacred space you will find support and safe harbor from the chaos of the outside world. Quench your thirst and feed from the liquid light of my orange ray my bloom offers. Oh, I love that so much. I didn't know which card to share, and so I picked this one out, and now I realize I'm wearing orange. So I'm like, oh, drink from the liquid light of my orange ray that my bloom offers. I love that. Melt in love. For in this space, you are equal and all are one. I love this so much. This card is so beautiful. This deck is such a beautiful, magical deck. And one of my beautiful, beautiful friends and priestess friend, Rose, introduced me to this deck. And I just want to share. It's the Black Rose Oracle, and she's a priestess in London, and she made these, and all of the cards are pictures of her roses in her garden. And I got so inspired by this deck, and every time I pull a card, it's like exactly the card I'm meant to pick, like exactly what I'm going through and exactly the medicine of the rose that I need. And I got so inspired by this deck that I started planting these roses in my own garden. So they'll be coming up here in the spring. I'm so excited. So yeah, and if you see here, there's, you know, a big open rose, and then there's all these little new forming buds. And, you know, this is the path of the priestess, is that we are the roses, that we are blooming. And so, you know, I can say in a very quick way is that I'm here as a guide to guide you, to, you know, help water you and give you what you need and support you upon your journey in a really beautiful container of energy, so that your rose can bloom. So your rose blooms as much as it, you know, in full potential of its bloom. So when I say I'm here to help you transform your wounds into wisdom, your wisdom into superpowers, so that you can consciously create the most abundant life of your wildest dreams, I mean it. Like, that is what I am here to do for you. And I will do my absolute best to support you upon your journey, so that you then can go out and do the same for others, and it ripples out. And, you know, microcosm to the macrocosm, when we heal ourselves, we can then heal the world. But the other thing, the other piece is, I cannot heal you, and I cannot do it for you. I will share my wisdom, my tools, my guidance, my support for your journey. But your part in this journey together is owning your own journey, knowing that this is for you to learn the tools and the wisdom, so you can be your own medicine woman, so you can be your own healer. So I help midwife queens. I help midwife new paradigm priestesses. I help midwife sacred, divine, feminine leaders. I help awaken the oracle within you, your internal navigation system, your unique brand of magic, and your soul path purpose. And it takes 9 months to give birth. And so the training is 9 months. So if you'd like to get in touch, meet me, ask me any questions at all, please get in touch. 45-minute free connection call, clarity connection call. And I look forward to meeting you. I hope this gave you a little bit more of a feeling about who I am and what I offer. We pray together, we meditate together, we dance together, we sing together, and we step into our power together. We share heart space, and we have a lot of fun along the way, because it was meant to be fun the whole time. And I've got something here. Oh, where'd it go? This is the funny part. And we have lots of silly moments too, where we're like, you know, awakening our intuition, but in a really fun and funny way. We laugh a lot. We play in the intuitive psychic playground. And, you know, humor like is such powerful, powerful medicine. And so I love googly eyes. You can make it move. And so we get a little bit silly, and we don't take ourselves too seriously. You know, there's already too much like really serious stuff in the world. And I always say that I'm the Cyndi Lauper of the priestess yoga world. And so, you know, girls just want to have fun. And if you want to have fun, eat chocolate, dance, move, transform, base metal into gold. You know, we're all into alchemy here, and transforming our wounds into wisdom, our wisdom into our superpowers, and supporting each other in such a beautiful, sacred, divine sisterhood. So I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. A lot of the priestesses that have worked with me stepped into the Awaken the Oracle Within first, which used to be called Awakening the Psychic Sacred Centers, but I changed it to Awaken the Oracle Within. And they do that 7-week course before jumping into the 9 months. And that gives you, you know, like tipping your toes into the, just kind of feeling into it. So if you need that 7-week journey to kind of warm up to, do I want to commit 9 months with Shemet in her container, then I invite you to step into the Awaken the Oracle Within. It's a beautiful training to awaken your intuition, develop your psychic superpowers. And it's a wonderful, wonderful journey as well. And you get my companion book with it as well, Awakening the Oracle Within. And you get a one-on-one with me as well when you sign up. I think before, I can't remember the date now, but the date will be on all the material. I think it's soon. So if you wanted to step into that journey, step in soon. And yeah, get in touch. I am going to be traveling to New Zealand here soon, in a few weeks' time. And then I will be in America for a little bit. So if you get in touch with me and I don't get back right away, just know that I might be on an airplane. And it's going to be interesting because I haven't traveled since before the pandemic. So it's going to be a whole journey on itself. So just be patient. I will get in touch. You will hear from me. There's just a lot as well going on with all the traveling. I'm going to see my husband's family in New Zealand and my family in the States, and it's going to be wonderful. And then I'll be back in time in June to do the training, the Awaken the Oracle Within training that starts June 18th. And then the Priestess training and the Sacred Divine Feminine Leadership training starts in September. Now, the difference between the two trainings is not that much of a difference in price. However, you get twice as much of me and the support in the container with the Sacred Divine Feminine Leadership. So you get more of the soul coaching, you get leadership training, and you get more circle time. So we meet twice a month in the leadership program. And just to be clear, you get everything that is in the Awaken the Priestess Within training in the leadership training. So the leadership training is a master level training. So you get the Awaken the Priestess Within, but then you also get twice a month to meet up instead of once a month. And then you also get all the leadership line. There's a lot online and there's more in the curriculum. And then also download the free Light Leader ebook, because that 18 pages is the beginning of the longer book that I'm working on, that I'm writing right now. So it gives you a taste of what's to come, and you can sign up. You can do a pre-book order on the full-length book. But this free ebook, it gives you a really good idea of what we do in the 9-month training. It is my 9-month training in that 18 pages. It's an overview of a lot of what we dive into. And so I hope you enjoy that. Sending you all so much love and new Paradigm Priestess blessings to you, to your family, and to your community. I look forward to meeting you. All my love.